These are all of our handmade wallets that we sew right here in the shop, cut out right here in the shop, and we don't use sewing machines. We do it the old school way with the saddle sewing technique that they use to make saddles instead of the sewing machine. It's one piece of thread, 2 needles, and weaving in and out of the thread all the various colors from tan, light brown, medium brown, dark brown, and black. More importantly, the various wallets. So check these all out below. Meanforme is back. These guys make some really interesting, wacky, unique styles of construction. We reviewed, at least Unboxed. I can't remember. I think we might have actually cut one of them in half. I think we did it for Mocktober, maybe. But they have these really cool mock toes. Then they've got like the crepe rubber sole that's 3D molded to them. It's literally like the shape of a 2x4. And then they have their other pair that we unboxed that kind of, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a high top sneaker, but with a Vibram outsole, and it's got the rubber around it. They just make like really interesting and different stuff compared to literally everyone else that's doing footwear right now. I feel like a lot of brands just end up copying what other people are doing and what's working for them instead of innovating on their own. And that's why I like Meanforme. That's why I keep unboxing them, because they're interesting. So let's just do a quick brief overview of their brand. Let's see what they have on their about page. Oh, I should pull it up on this actually. And a Meanforme, if you don't know, is the pattern that they use to make a shoe. And because it's a lot more of a complicated process than people think. It's not just as simple as like, oh, I want to make a shoe, so I'm gonna just draw some lines and make it. It's pretty complex because you're taking a 2-dimensional flat piece of leather or fabric or whatever you're using and trying to shape it around a 3-dimensional last, which you can see right there, that green blue thing right there. That's hard to do because you're gonna have to stretch in certain ways in certain areas. You gotta accommodate for the instep as it sweeps up. And so it's a lot harder of a process than people think, because we've tried it. We're making our slippers, you know, which I'm gonna show you actually, because they're looking so good. This is similar to a Meanforme. This is our pattern that we're making the Rose Anvil slippers on. You can see a couple of the prototypes here. These are gonna be so sick, because I really like the idea of adding support through an external layer rather than doing a lining and kind of giving the lineman patch kind of vibes, doing out of nice thick leather, semi-anatomical. And so it's oh, I didn't even show you the most recent version. Whew, look at that, it's looking so sick. We're gonna drop this heel just a little bit more so it's a little more subtle, like that. Dang. But you have to take this two-dimensional pattern that you want to look roughly, oops, wrong cam, roughly like that, and figure out how you start with a flat pattern and get it to fully shape around and mold and contour where you want it to, because if you overstretch half an inch anywhere, the whole design is completely ugly or completely like off. I didn't realize we'd see it. I think these are, I don't know if these are my notes or Tay's notes. Drop, swoop back down. So even like we're getting close, it still takes tons and tons of iterations and refining the process. And so that's something that's cool about the name of Meanforme that a lot of people won't know. And I think they actually describe it on their site somewhere, but maybe I should fact check myself before I fully commit to that. And so you can see, like, we've got like 30 of these patterns already for our little slipper, because we're mostly doing it because I'm trying to learn how to actually design footwear, trying to get actual experience with it, and not just review it, but work with these brands intimately, but also work on our own to develop our own, you know, kind of footwear, because it does allow us to look a lot deeper into the industry and what works, why do people do certain things. So these will come out eventually. I'll put a link below for sign up for the limited edition email list, because that's what we'll drop them on. And so let's see if I was right about the Meanforme. I know it's right here. The term Meanforme harks back to traditional shoe craft in the early days of shoemaking. A Meanforme served as a foundation for creating upper patterns. It was a paper silhouette of the last, the shape of the shoe applied to the paper pattern. The quality of the shoe's fit and finish depends on the precision of the form. While technology has evolved, we remained true to our roots. Where are you? Using hand-engineered form and traditional methods to create footwear that stand the test of time. So what they're saying is they're doing it the old school way, like we are doing, because we don't know what we're doing. You know, so we're doing it the old school way. But let me just show you those other two shoes that we've looked at. I think it was Hipswell. Yeah, look at those. Those are sweet. Yep. And I think it was Bentley. Is that what it was? Yep, called it. Nice. See, it's just like such unique designs and patterns There's at least, yeah, there's not that many like tie-ins across all the different shoes. Like kind of the mock toe, the handmade construction. Either way, I love what they do. So let's do it. Let's do the unboxing. Let's see what they sent us. They're always coming up with new stuff, wacky stuff. So we're basically just like, send it when you got it. Because they don't always have to be like long 20-minute videos. It can be short. Meanforme sent us. Got the wax butcher paper. Okay, look at that. That's like a combination between the two I just showed you, the Bentley and the Hipswell. It's like the Hipswell, but not as tall and not as long of a collar. Let me go grab it real quick. Forgot I put them in my personal rack. Oh, this is the perfect comparison. Because, let's see, let me get these lined up here. So very similar. I wonder if it's the same last. Because this one looks a little more narrow to me. I had to cut a boot breaker into the shapes because, oh, what size did they send me? The U44. So I did have to go up a size. That's why I cut the boot breaker in the shape of their insole. Because yeah, see, I did a 43 in these and they were just a little too small. So I cut a little boot breaker just to take up some of the room that's taken up with this bigger, chunkier insole. So this has moved up to the 44. So it's a little bit of a, not a fair comparison. But they are different lasts because you can see how much wider the smaller size is at the toe. So similar last, super square and boxy, but I love this last. I think it's so comfy. And then what else? Still got the mock toe stitch. This one has a little split in the toe there. This one's seamless. This one has, you know, kind of a whip stitch going around the mock toe. What else? Obviously 4 eyelets rather than just the 2. A bigger apron. Similar sole, but it looks like there's a couple different layers of leather there. That this one sits flush. You can't see the layers of leather, so I'm wondering how if that's different and how it's different. Still has the sidewall stitch for the crepe rubber. Still has the 3D molded crepe rubber sole, and looks like it has the same leather, nice and thick leather. How thick is it? 2 millimeters. 2.2 millimeters, so basically the same. So that's cool. It's a little bit more of a refined version of the Hipswell, but I love this shoe. This is like my favorite one that they make. I'm actually requesting a special project from them because I really like this, but I want to do it out of some really, really cool leather. My favorite green leather that's not even intentionally supposed to be green. If you know what I'm talking about, actually, I bet people know. There's a certain leather that's really cool that people use as green that's not necessarily intentionally made green, but they use the byproduct of it being dyed. So if you know what I'm talking about, I'd be curious if anyone knows what I'm talking about. It's not that deep of leather knowledge, but I'm just curious. So I think they're gonna send me one of those eventually, because I really want like my ultimate version of the Hipswell. Because these are just cool, like casual, lightweight. What do they call it? The Gosford. Gosford. Is it on their site? Gosford. I think in America we'd say Gosford, but in England they probably say Gosford. We have a project coming up with Goral, and they were making fun of the way I say it. And I didn't even know they were making fun of me. I was like, wait, why are you saying it like that? They're like, because that's how you say it. I'm like, so are you making fun of me? They're like, I don't know necessarily. I was like, well, how you guys say it? And they said it completely different. I'm like, oh, so you're making fun of me? But I love Goral, so they can make fun of me all they want. Okay, let's look at the product listing. So it comes in Talamanca, Kumharas, and white. Let's see how they position this. Come on, Meanforme, you gotta give us some positioning so we can understand what this is. Upper, let me go to green. I think that's green. Reverse cow suede, polyurethane base, hand-formed latex rubber sole. Made in Portugal, country of origin. Construction. Sachetto. Sachetto? I don't even know how you say that. Sachetto. Little bag? I wonder if that means it's like... I don't know actually what that means. What does that mean? Because it's got like a sewn in insole. Oh, that's what that outer layer is. So instead of just the upper, you can see there's 2 layers right there. That second layer underneath is the insole. So it's almost like a true moccasin construction, but instead of it tying into the mock toe stitch, it ties into the sidewall. So you still get some of the seamless sidewall, I'm assuming, That's cool. I don't feel any stitches down there. Yeah, so this is kind of like a shortcut way. Maybe shortcut? Is it faster to do it this way? I don't know. That's what I'm talking about. Like every time I review one of these, I'm like, I don't know what the heck is going on with these shoes. I don't know how they're made, why they're made. Is it easier? Is it harder? So they must form the insole on the last, because they have to, right? Because it's molded into there. So yeah, they definitely mold that onto the last. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm gonna have to ask them. Because when would you do that stitch? So I wonder, is it kind of like a modified Strobel construction, where instead of, I think that's what it is. I think it's essentially like a leather modified Strobel construction. So instead of that hard angle being right at the base, this one kind of creeps up the sidewall and then it's tied in. I think, I don't know. But what would be the benefits of that? Somewhat of a seamless sidewall. It's a little bit stronger because you don't have that hard junction. It's almost like a mock toe stitch because it overlaps the outsole. So I think it's kind of an evolved version of a Strobel stitch, which is like probably the most popular way of making shoes. I don't have any Strobel stitch shoes next to me. But I honestly don't know. So let me know what you guys think. And if you want to see this cut in half, let me know. Because that is interesting. And I wish they'd explain it on their website, because there's not much information at all on their site. It's just like the basics. So that's one thing I wish that they would do, is really improve their description, because that's the coolest part of their brand, is they push the limits, they try new stuff, they do things that I've never seen before over and over and over again, but there's not a lot of explanation of how and why, and like visual explanations of what is even going on in these. So if you want to see that, let me know, because if this video gets lots of views, I'm sure Meanforme would be more than happy for a cut in half video, because I actually don't think we cut one of them in half. What I did was, in one of the unboxings of the Bentley or whatever, what is it called? Bentley. I just cut it in half. I cut it apart a little bit on this channel. So if you want to see a full Meanforme cut in half on the main channel, let me know. Support this video, because if this video gets good views, then that's how we kind of justify doing it. So thank you guys. Check out Meanforme below. Put the links to the other videos below. Get on the limited edition email list for at some point we're gonna release our own little slippers before someone else knocks it off of us. But one day. And so thank you guys. Thanks for all your support. Check them out below. And that's it. See ya.